Melanated hotties, what is the weirdest way that a white lover try to tell you that they're like down with the culture, like down with brown? I shall go first. So I was unfortunately hooking up with this white guy in college. I went to a predominantly white institution that has a long history of being Caucasian. After we had done the dirty, we went outside for a little post-nut cigarette. And it's a cute moment. We're standing outside, the weather's nice, we're sort of cuddling, smoking, whatever. And all of a sudden he just goes, "Imagine all the white people underneath us rolling in their graves at this interracial couple." First of all, who said we're a couple? Just because I did backflips on your pee-pee does not mean we're dating. I am just here enjoying my post-cum nicotine addiction. And then literally the next time we had sex, he described me as a savage lover. So, yeah. What is the weirdest way that a white lover try to tell you that they're like down with the culture?
The first girl I dated in college told me her mom would be really surprised if she brought me home. And I was like, warning bells, And so I was like, are you not out to your parents? Like, that's fine. But like, are your parents racist? Like, what's the deal? And she was like, no, none of those. It's just like them and everybody else thinks my type is skinny white girls, but like my type is actually curvy brown women like you. I need a little bit of spice in my life. I was like, please never say that to anybody ever again.
Melanated hotties, what is the weirdest way that a white lover try to tell you that they're like down?
Besides the usual, like, oh, I like my girls with, like, attitude, or we'll have cute babies, there was this one fucking time, and I swear, this shit, like, low-key scared me away from white men. But I just have to say, it wasn't even, like, weird, it was just plain out fucking disrespectful. And this is probably going to be, like, a multiple-parter. Okay, so my freshman year of college, I met this one white guy on Tinder, and we ended up going on a date. Before we even went on the date, I asked him if he's ever been around like black girls, because he gave me like super frat boy vibes, and he said no, but I still fucking went like a fucking idiot. While on the date, I asked him like why he decided out of nowhere to now just start like dating black girls, like hanging around with black girls. You guys cannot believe what the fuck this man told me. Come back for part 2. All right, so I asked him like why he decided to like be around black girls and date black girls all the time. This man fucking tells me that him and his homeboy went to fucking Rocky Point. If you're from Arizona, you know what I'm talking about. And they were on the beach. They saw this really disgusting, his fucking words, big black woman, and she was flirting with them, saying how she would fuck them if she was younger. So he thought about it and was like, I've never fucked a black girl before. I've never been with a black girl. And he seen me and he thought I was really pretty for a black girl, and he was just like, fuck it. When I tell you I left that date so fucking quick, and I blocked him immediately. Ew.
Melanated hotties, what is the weirdest way that a white lover try to tell you that they're like down?
Okay, so I don't have a ton of these stories. To be honest with you, white men just didn't rock with a bitch like me. I did just fine though, okay? Don't worry. Not many white men came a knocking at my door. And the few times they did, I burned the motherfucking house down, bitch. Here's why. One time I'm out with my girlies, right? A group of men approaches us. We're in even numbers, so we kind of pair off, right? And listen, I'm just here for a good time, not a long time. I'm here for the free drinks and nothing else. The guy who's talking to me, he starts running game, like almost immediately. But something was off. He kept trying to work Spanish words into the conversation. Not subtly either. Words like mamacita, Latina. But I'm drinking on his dime, you know what I mean? So I'm like trying not to read into it. Then he goes, do you know Sofia Vergara? I go, from Modern Family? He goes, yeah. You give me those vibes. No, I've never been with a Latina. Follow fight, I'm someone, you dumb bitch. Buy me and my friends drinks and fuck off.
What is the weirdest way that a white lover try to tell you that they're like down?
Backstory before I tell the story. If you guys don't know who I am, my hair is naturally very curly. It is just straight right now, and I have struggled with my hair for a while. It's always been an issue for me. So around a year ago, I had straightened my hair and I went to a TikTok convention, and I was struggling a lot with my hair. It's just a part of my identity that I'm not comfortable with, and I met this guy there who, for some odd reason, felt the need to like be my savior. And he felt the need to convince me that he likes women of color and he's like attracted to women of color. So every day he would sit me down and go on and on about how he loves Latinas and Arab girls, how he would never date a white girl, how curly hair is so much more beautiful, which is nice of him, but it was just like, why are you telling me this? And he would go on for hours about how he loves curly hair and he hates white girls. And now he's dating a blonde white girl.
It's the weirdest way their white lover try to tell you that they're like down with the culture, like down with brown.
Please excuse this. I just woke up and this is the first TikTok I saw. And boy, do I have stories. But first, content warning, racism. One time, a guy took my hand, literally like yanked it to compare our skin colors. He was white as fuck. And then said, I'm so glad you're not black. Like, you're the perfect kind of brown before it starts being ugly. Thank you so much, mister. Another time, a guy thought that calling me caramel, princess, chocolate, Joe Exotic, popcorn the entire time was appropriate. And my favorite, after doing the do, this guy looked so disappointed, like sad, like somebody had died. And I asked him, is everything okay? Did I hurt you? And this guy said, I assumed it was your first time, but like you knew what you were doing. This guy just wanted to take my innocence and was very disappointed that I'm not sexually oppressed or conservative at all.
The weirdest way their white lover try to tell you that they're like down with the culture, like down with brown.
Why don't you tell her about all the things you love about India? Sure, I love, I love Slumdog, I love Naan, Pepper, Ben Kingsley, stories of Rudyard Kipling. I have respect for cows, of course. I love the Taj Mahal, Deepak Chopra, when anyone named Patel. I love monsoons. I love cobras and baskets. Naveen Andrews. Love mango chutney. Really any type of chutney. TP. Hey Schmidt, take a lap. Refresh. Yep.
Melanated hotties. What is the weirdest way their white lover try to tell you that they're like down?
I have a list, and it's kind of disappointing and sad. You have no idea how much I've been waiting for this. I feel like whenever I go on a date with someone, or if I have a partner who's white, they try so hard not to be racist that they end up sounding even more racist. And it's really sad. This one guy I was going out with talked a lot about his Filipino nanny and how she was illegal and didn't speak English. But don't worry, his family saved her and they protected her. I did not know what to respond with that. That was quite racist. Or whenever they say not to sound racist, but dude, I know that's already gonna be racist. Or whenever they say you're very pretty for a Filipino girl, or they just assume that I'm like half white just because I do my makeup differently. I hate people.
What is the weirdest way their white lover try to tell you that they're like down with the culture, like down?
Yeah, I grew up in Hawaii. Dude, I know so many Hawaiians. They taught me Pidgin too, look. Oh.
What is the weirdest way their white lover try to tell you that they're like down with the culture, like?
So, back in my hetero days, there was a white man. We were having a conversation about how terrible white people have been historically and how violent they continue to be in present day. We were vibing. I was like, yes, he gets it. And I distinctly remember him saying that because white people are so terrible, he didn't want to produce any white children that would then become white adults. And so he was committed to producing biracial mocha babies, which at the time did not bother me. Which, another conversation, different day. I've growth. But yeah, that should have been a red flag, and it wasn't.
What is the weirdest way their white lover try to tell you that they're like down with the culture, like down?
I'm gonna keep this really short and simple. I'm 20 right now. I'm a junior in college. This happened before college even started. It was like the summer between senior year of high school and college. I was talking to this colonizer boy, and things were going great. We would talk about basically everything until exes came up. So he mentioned that he had like an Indian ex or whatever. Cool, great, good for him. Then he started naming all these random women that he like hooked up with, and they were all Indian. And he was basically telling me like, yeah, I hooked up with all of them. Aren't they like Indian? I mean, like, look at their last names. And I was like, yeah, they are, I guess. I didn't think much of it, but one day as a joke, I was kind of like, oh, it seems like you have a thing for Indian girls. My college has a big Indian population. Okay, Like, just keep that in mind. His response to my comment was, well, yeah, that's why I committed to this school, because of the Indian girls.
Melanated hotties, what is the weirdest way their white lover tried to tell you that they're like down?
So the first incident is when I was in elementary school. Me and the white boy, we were both 9 years old, and coincidentally, he was also my bully. Not just my bully, but my little brother's bully too. And what happened is one day we were coming in from like recess, break, same shit, right? And all these kids in our class surround me, and we're all like, Hardeep, so-and-so plans on marrying. And I was like, why? Because you're gonna be rich and hot. Like, you know, because apparently, you know, like, that's the stereotype, right? And then I've also been called exotic. So, yeah. I've been promised marriage because I'm gonna be rich and hot, and I'm exotic.
Have you or anyone you know ever shared a nice experience with a celebrity?
I've been waiting for this one. I have the best celebrity story you'll ever hear in your entire life, and it makes me so happy. Okay, so I used to work at this like really, really high-end clothing store, like pre-pandemic. And Robert Downey Jr. came in one year to Christmas shop. He came in and he was wearing this really cool jacket. So I was like, oh my God, that jacket, it's amazing. And he was like, thank you so much. It's like the first time I've worn it. I was like, yeah, well, chef's kiss, it's fucking phenomenal. And then like fast forward, he finishes shopping and everything, and we're helping him out to his car with the bags of Christmas presents that he bought. And he takes the jacket off and he gives it to me and he says, Merry Christmas, and this is it. And I have Robert Daddy Jr.'s jacket. I have Robert Daddy, Iron Man's jacket. I have Iron Man's jacket. I feel like Peter Parker.
Everybody want to use AAVE, but white people lingo?
I think my favorite has to be when we were playing badminton in gym, and then the gym teacher came to me and she was like, Laura, you couldn't hit water if you got pushed out of a boat in the middle of a lake.